wrist, that's the first plane. Your second is the back of your hand. The third is the side down below your pinky. And then the fourth is your palm area. So that first plane, again, 10 times back and forth. So I'm getting it right there. Don't assume that you got this area when you scrubbed your thumb. Now I'm doing the back of my hand. And I'm doing this 10 times. And this is circular motion. So this, your fingers were back and forth. This is circular motions. And one full circle is 1. So do it 10 times. Then I'm coming here, getting this side, and your shoulders will be burning. Mine are right now. Because usually I do this a lot faster. And then your palm, and then a circle motion. So I got those 4 planes, 10 times. Okay, now we're moving on to our arm. So more numbers for you to remember. You need to break your arm up into 3 sections. So, and everybody's arms are different lengths, but each person needs to break their arm into 3 sections. So the way I break mine up is, this is 1 section, here's my second section, and then up to 2 inches above my elbow is my 3rd section. And then each section, again, has your 4 planes. So this side of my arm is 1, so that's my first section. See how high up I'm going? And you're getting 10. And then here, you're getting 10 in there on that plane, because you have 4 planes. And then if you need to add more water, you can. And then see, I have this right here. And see how I'm moving, rotating my hand like this to get where I need to go instead of coming around here where I can't see? I'm rotating it where I can see. Okay, so once I get 10 in there, I'm done. Or if you do more than 10, that's great. Just never do less than 10. Now I'm starting on my second section. Make each section the same amount of distance, so you're not having to scrub too much. I'm on that second plane, 3rd, and then I'm going to turn my arm so I can see what I'm doing. 4th. Okay, now my last section of my arm is going to be from here up to 2 inches above my elbow. So I always start right here. So that's 1, 2, that's my second plane. See how I'm holding my arm up? And then your elbow, you can't see it. Don't try to turn like this. You just have to do it as best you can. You can feel where you're going. And then this part over here, can I come on this side? This part, so I've got my elbow, and then my last plane is this part right here. So I'm still holding my hand up like this. And make sure you get 10 in there. So now I am done with this one. I'm going to wait to rinse it, but I'm going to, clean my brush, my scrub brush, and I'm going to add more detergent, because now we're going to the other side. So I'm going to pass the brush. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing all over again on this. So each finger again is 4 planes. Each one back and forth motion counts as 1, and you have to do it 10 times. And then don't forget about your web spaces, and don't forget about your arm. Your arm again is broken into 3 sections, and each section you're going to do each plane, which is 4 planes, 10 times. So the numbers that you have to remember are, when you're cleaning your fingernails with the bristle side, you're doing that 30 times, and you have 4 planes. Each plane gets scrubbed 10 times, and then your arm's getting broken up into 3 sections. I know that's a lot of numbers, but it makes sense once you get in here and do it. And if you have questions, please just ask us, and we're going to be watching each person do this as you're practicing. So that's what you would do, the exact same thing that I did over here on this arm. So now, once I've done all of this, again, so we're going to just say, just for sake of time, you saw me do everything that I'm going to be doing on this arm. Let's say I already scrubbed everything on this arm. So once I am done scrubbing, again, this arm would be fully scrubbed just like this. But I'm going to fast forward to everything already being scrubbed. So when I'm done, I have my hands up like this. They're away from me. I'm going to throw my brush away. Never throw it in the sink. That's in the trash. The very first arm that I'm going to rinse is going to be my first arm that I scrubbed because it has had the antiseptic on it the longest. So now I'm going to rinse, and I always start with my fingers. So, and I rotate like this. This, you have to watch for everything hanging down. There might be masks hanging down. There might be the, sink, the lip of the sink sticking out, boxes. So I'm going to do this right here. And see how I'm keeping my arm, my hand above, so I'm not dripping down, and it's going from clean down to dirty. So that's how you do that. And you never go back through the water. So once you do this, if you still have a little bit of soap on there, that's okay. Just leave it alone. That's fine. You can't go back through it. So now my second scrubbed arm, fingers, and see how I'm rotating, and I would have soap all the way up to 2 inches above my elbows and then away. And now I'm going to drip in the sink, holding away. Don't hold your hands like this, because if your scrubs are sticking off, you're going to contaminate your arm. Even though they're just surgically clean, you can still contaminate it. So now I'm gonna drip a little bit. This is an automatic sink, so it'll go off. If it was a foot or a knee one, I would turn my water off. Now I'm ready to go into the OR. So the door is gonna be closed. You have to back into it and make sure that you're not touching anything with your arms. And now I'm gonna walk over to my gown and gloves. So I'm gonna drip just a little bit more, and I'm going to reach and pinch my towel and away. So now I'm going to open it up. I'm going to be bent at the waist like this, because this is sterile and until I touch it. But you don't want this to touch your scrubs, because then it would contaminate it. So now I'm going to kind of pat dry. I'm using one end. I'm going to 2 inches above my elbows. I'm not going back down. And I'm grabbing the opposite end and doing the opposite to my other hand and arm. So I'm patting it dry. And now I'm going to take this. This is trash. So now I am dry. You might still be a little bit damp, but that's okay. I'm going to reach onto this. I want to always be able to see my fingertips, because if I can't, then I could potentially contaminate my blue wrap, and that has to stay sterile for me to glove myself. I'm making sure I'm not touching my gloves, because again, my skin is only surgically clean. So see how I pinched this and brought it up? I can see my fingertips, I pinched it, brought it up, and now I'm gonna grab it with my other hand, and I'm away. So now I'm going to orient it. See, it's upside down this way. Going to orient it the way that I'm going to be putting it on. This right here, that yellow part, is the neckline. It has 2 little pockets for my hands, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands in that, and then make sure I'm far enough away to not contaminate my gown, and I'm going to put my arms through it like this. Somebody will come and tie me up, so we're going to, can you do it one-handed?
Yeah.
So they will tie you up from behind, and then you will come up to your gloves that are right here, and I want to make sure that I'm not contaminating my gown. I do not want to be up all over this, because now that part hanging down is touching my gown. That would contaminate me, because I touched that corner and it's not tabletop level. So make sure I'm far enough away. I'm going to grab through my sleeve, this right here, making sure that my cuff isn't touching anything else, because my cuff is still sterile. I'm going to flip my gloves and open them up, and it has left and right. I'm going to open it up. It doesn't have to be opened up all the way if you don't have enough space. I'm gonna open it up and reach in and grab my glove. So this is what your glove is going to look like. I'm going to grab it like this and flip it just like that. So that's how it was. The thumb is facing up. I'm gonna face it with the thumb down, and the fingers are facing my elbow. So now I'm going to reach in and grab the cuff with this hand and reach in through this. I can have my fingers right here, as long as they're not coming through the hole. I'm gonna grab that cuff, the bottom side, and then up and over. And then I'm gonna pull this, and then I'm gonna slowly pull my sleeve, because you don't wanna rip your sleeve either. My hands are still just a little bit damp. Then I'm gonna pull the glove again, and I'm gonna get my hand. See how my fingers are coming through the cuff now? And then I'm gonna pull that. So now, and I can adjust this later on if I need to, once I have my other glove on. Notice that I wasn't down here with my glove flopping all over, you know, what could be contaminated or non-sterile. I had it up here. If you need to step away, you can do that as well. Now I have all my fingers. And now I'm gonna do the same thing, except this one's much easier because I don't have to work through the cuff on this side. So now I'm gonna flip again. That's what it looks like. The thumb is facing up. I'm gonna grab it with the thumb facing down and the fingers facing me, my elbow. I'm gonna grab the cuff there, grab through here, and I'm talking about the cuff of the glove, and go up and over. So now I'm gonna pull